Another company has analysed things called glycans in my blood. These have given me an idea of the age of my immune system.
In this case, we're looking at sugars on immunoglobulin, which is the most abundant antibody. So it's a key weapon in our arsenal, in our immune system.
Now, you've measured my biological age at 20. I was flattered for a few seconds and I thought, no, that can't be right.
A 40, 50-year-old can have a much younger GlycanAge, and that's really good for you. If you're talking about grey hairs or skin, then I would use a different clock for that.
Okay. Now, all of these different numbers attached to different bits of my body are leading me to think that we are using the wrong word here. Do you think it's helpful to actually use the word age?
The word age in its own right must be taken in context of how you're using it. A biological score would be a more sensible way of thinking about your age. And the fact that you can change your biological score is very positive. It's not all doom and gloom, I'm set to be old and decrepit at a certain time in my life. This can be slowed down or even reversed.
Whatever your personal measurement is, scores like this could flag impending ill health, with studies spotting that a change in your glycans could signal oncoming arthritis, cardiovascular disease or diabetes up to a decade before onset.
Our data set is really good. So it's 150,000 people, that some which will follow for 20, 30 years. It's a warning where you can still do something about it and prevent it.
And just a small warning, a good score now doesn't give you a free pass to a healthy future.
So it changes, it's not something that's going to stay the same throughout. And this is a way for you to know if something particularly works for you.
Now, I think I'm going to take some of my results with a pinch of salt. Just a pinch though, because that's not good for you either. But there are those who've been tracking their data for more than a decade in an attempt to delay the inevitable.
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm 42 chronologically and 25 to 32 biologically. I run one of the largest biohacking communities in the world from London. That's the full net. Most things I track every day where possible, but some things I track on a monthly basis, such as certain blood tests. Actually, can we use the right one? I started doing this because I got chronically sick, so I took it upon myself to start researching ways to optimize my health. I've had epigenetics tests, immune tests, hormone tests. You can see how you compare to the general population, and you can have professionals look at your data and not just rely on your own subjective experience. I start my day with natural light, blue light when there's not natural sunrise. I currently track around 50 points of data a day. A health ring, which tracks my deep sleep, REM sleep, light sleep, heart rate variability, resting heart rate, respiratory rate, and body temperature. I also have one of these. If my heart has been stressed through the night, I know to have a recovery day and take it easy. Whereas if my vitals are strong, then obviously I will push on and work out harder. I track it. I track my blood glucose using a constant glucose monitor. And what that does is it tells me my response to certain foods, so I can actually personalize my nutrition. Some people think it might be extreme having something in my arm all the time, but for me, living a happy, healthy life is more important than people judging me for having a few bits of tech. Here's my daily supplements here, my digestive supplements, but this is my backup drawer, my dishwasher. It is really about being the CEO of your own health. There may not be double-blind studies behind some of these things, but remember, all science is evolving. Some things do work long-term, some things don't. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy really does help the body heal and repair properly.
So there's much more pressure in here, which means we dissolve more oxygen in the blood.
It gives me extra mental clarity, and I feel very zen in it.
You wouldn't even know that anything was happening. Occasionally your ears pop a little bit.
If I've got stuff going on and I need to chill out, then I do meditate. Sensory feedback helps me relax. And it's like the perfect balance between nature and technology. Some may say it's a contradiction of terms needing to use technology to unwind, but the point is most people use technology to unwind already. Think about Netflix. A typical evening for me consists of blue blocking glasses, red light when you don't get to see sunset, going digital free, and really having some time to myself. There is such a thing as too much data. You can drive yourself mad tracking too many points. Stress is bad for health, obviously, so letting go a bit is also important. If you're not sleeping well, track that. If you're bloating, track your gut bacteria. It can become a hobby, admittedly, but it's really important that you do the things that you need to do for you. Some of my colleagues would like to live to around 180. No, I want to die as young as possible, as late as possible. That's the goal.